Hi, welcome back to Box Delights. Today I'm showing you a new game from DBG called 1500 The New World. This is a base game with a series of expansions, each representing a different nation. Each expansion pack provides an AI opponent that you can play against solo, as well as a new player deck that each player can take on. So this is a multiplayer game or a solitaire game where you can play different nations or play against different nations. The first thing you'll notice about this game, it's unusual for a DBG game because although thematically this is about war and conflict, indeed it's about primarily the colonization of South America, but it really doesn't play like a war game. It's more in line with some of the other games that I've played more recently, games like Saiketsu and Diver City, which are more abstract from the theme, very abstract from the theme. So this one may well surprise you from a DBG Games point of view. To play solo, out of the box this is 2 to 6. To play solitaire you need one of these AI decks, one of these expansion AI decks, and that's what I'm going to show you today, is how this plays solitaire. The other thing to note with these expansion packs is that you can actually, so I'm going to take England out, you can actually play multiple AI opponents, so you could actually add one of these AI opponents to your multiplayer games. It doesn't matter, it just acts like a bot, like an automated opponent if you like. And if you wanted to, you could just play the generic game. Okay, this is a huge deck, a large deck for the generic multiplayer game. If you didn't want to play as a particular nation, you don't need these expansions, but you want to play 2 to 6 players, you just use this single generic deck. What these nation decks do is they actually give you the same cards but in different quantities, different proportions, so the makeup of each nation is slightly different. So we're going to play as Portugal and we're going to play against England, so we've got one opponent. But if you wanted to, you could play solitaire you against many other nations, but let me say this, it is quite tricky. The game is quite tricky. These AI opponents are hard to beat. The aim of the game is to score victory points, more victory points than your opponent. And the way you score victory points is it's colonization, but it's basically area control. So for Portugal, if I control multiple regions, I get points for scoring them. Okay, if I control all the colonies in a region, then you get extra points. Okay, there's 5 regions in the map. This is Cape Horn. They all have their own unique colour, but it's not just about regional control. If you look, each colony has its own little resource icon, and if there's 3 colonies in a region, there's 3 colonies on the whole map for each type of resource. So this is called an export monopoly. Okay, so 2 ways to win points: control colonies in a region and monopolize colonies of one type of resource. Let's get ready to go. We'll give the AI deck a shuffle. There are a few cards that are unique to a nation. So each nation you play and play against will have its own unique feel. There's tokens of 6 different colours. So we'll play red as Portugal against England as white, let's say. Let's start by setting up some tracks. These tokens here are called raw support tokens. These show you how many cards you have in your hand. The token for the player going first goes at the top of this raw support track. In the solo games, the AI opponent always goes second, so it says 1 here reflecting in brackets, that's where the first player goes, and then 2 to 3, the second and third players go here. Okay, these large numbers reflect how many cards you have in your hand. Each player also has a number of victory point tokens. There's a lot of these because the numbers are going to go up high, and at the start of the game we're both going to start with 0 points. There's also a turn track here. We start at 1500 and we go all the way down each turn until we reach game over. There's a handy game turn sequence of play here. Really good, so you shouldn't have to refer to the rule book at all. Once you've got the rules down, everything you need to know is here on the board. And it says here, game turn preparation, the first thing we do is draw cards equal to your royal support. So we're already into the game. So as Portugal, my hand size is 4, I'm going to draw 4 cards. Now these 4 cards are going to allow me to do stuff on the board during your player turn. The AI also gets 4 cards, and what we do for the AI is we draw them, so it's 4 cards, we place them in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4, face down. Now interestingly, if we look at these AI cards, we'll see that one of them has this start icon. This is called a start of round card. First thing we do, after we've got our cards drawn, start of turn step, we turn any start cards and we start progressing them from left to right and resolving them. Okay, this one says pirates. It says when other players gain points for the monopolies, you gain them instead. Right, so we just got to bear that in mind. This is a continuous effect that's going to affect the turn ahead. It's interesting because it will potentially alter the way we play our game. Right, let's show you what this means. In my hand at the moment, I've got all tan cards. You'll find there's some red cards as well. Tan cards are action cards. You play them on your turn to do something. Okay, red cards are reaction cards. You play them on other players' turns to do stuff. So you can keep hold of them if you wish. Play them on other players' turns. Here's an effect. It says build or reduce a total of 3 different colonies. Maybe I'll do this. Now some of the actions you can do are either for the card effect, like colonies here, build or reduce a total of 3 different colonies, or you can just discard a card to do one of these actions. We can build, place a colony, blockade, reduce a colony. These are colonies. This is a healthy colony. If we reduce a colony, we flip it over and it becomes a struggling colony. We'll lose points if we have struggling colonies. If we reduce a struggling colony, we remove it from the board. We can repair, so we can discard any card for no effect to repair a struggling colony. We just flip it from struggling to healthy side. Or we can adjust our royal support. Up in the top right is a royal support adjustment value. This one doesn't, it says +0. But mutual support, this card has a +2. We can move our royal support. This card here, the plague ship, has a royal support of -3. If we play this, we can reduce an opponent's royal support. Okay, never can we reduce it below 4. We can't reduce it off the end of this track. But we can, if it's up here, we can start reducing it back down again. Alright, so we can adjust our royal support. So this is quite cool. If I did a +2, I could then get 5 cards, this big number, on my next turn. I think what we're going to do to start the game off is we'll play colonists. We'll build or reduce a total of 3 different colonies. That's a good way to start. So we're red, remember, so we're going to take 3 colonies. And to build, you place a colony in an area that doesn't already have a colony. Okay, so I'll play 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Now remember, we're trying to score points. We're trying to score points per successful colony, and then you also get 2 points, and this is the way to get your big points, per export monopoly, and 2 points per region monopoly. I have a region monopoly. Now remember, they've got pirates right here, and this says when other players gain points from monopolies, you gain them instead. England gets them instead. So we're not really keen to build monopolies this time, but I can get a lot of colonies out, so I've got mutual support as well. Maybe I'll just boost my hand size with mutual support. What do you think? Yeah, let's do that. Let's play mutual support to boost my royal support by 2. Plague ship, I'm going to discard, not for its effect, but just to build 1 more colony. I'll just pop it down up here. I'm going to hold on to isolation, I think. No, I think I'm going to play it. Isolation. Let's isolate this region, the Amazon region. It says until your next turn, colonies in that region cannot be built, reduced, replaced, struggled, or removed. Right, so we're isolating Amazon. I finished playing cards, so now we just tally up our points. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 successful colonies. So we'll build that up to 4, and no monopolies. Okay, we don't control 1 region, and we don't control 1 set of resources. Now for the AI, what we do is we flip up all their cards, and then we work from left to right, and we try to resolve the text effects. Okay, so colonists first. Remove up to 3 colonies, then build up to 3 colonies, minimum of 2. So can he remove a minimum of up to 3 colonies? He can. He can remove these 2. Now I can't remove Amazon because it's protected, so he's removed those 2. Then build up to 3 colonies. So he's white, so he's going to build 3 colonies. And the question is, where does he build them? Now unfortunately, this is where the rules are a little bit loose. We can play 3 buildings for the AI. There's a simple rule, and it's a simple rule that can result in many possible outcomes, because the rule is that the AI will always build to create monopolies first. Now it can't build in the Amazon because of isolation, but there's lots of different ways it can create monopolies. It could create a monopoly here. It could create a monopoly here. It could create a monopoly here, or it could create a monopoly here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 possible regional monopolies. Now it can't create a monopoly of gold, of fruit, of spices, but it could create a monopoly of wood. So it could create a monopoly here, that's a 5th choice, or it could create a monopoly of gemstones. So it could create a monopoly here, that's 6 options. So there's 6 possible options. Which will it take? What Dan says is, just choose randomly. So with 6 possible options, I'm just going to roll a 6-sided die. And we'll say that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, wood is 5, jewels is 6. Okay? 4. Okay. 4. Let's say he builds his monopoly here. Alright, so random is random. Build monopolies first. It's hard sometimes to try and figure out what would be the right decision for the AI, but that's what we're doing. We're going to say random is random. Roll a die. Okay, disease says struggle up to 6 colonies, a minimum of 4. We've only got 2 colonies on the map, so that he's not going to do this one. Reduce up to 6 adjacent colonies, minimum of 4. Again, he's not going to do this one. In fact, we already know we've only got 2 colonies on the map here that can be reduced, and they can't because of isolation. Next thing we do, once we've established we can't play these cards for their effect, we try and play them for their royal support. So disease has -2, so we're going to play disease for its -2, reducing us back down here, -2. Right, we've got one more card to play. We can't play it for its text, we can't play it for its royal support, -2, because we're already at minimum. So therefore we have to play it as a default action. And the default action we take is build, and if they can't build, they reduce. So he's going to place 1 more colony. He's going to use this card to build. Again, where does he place it? This time, there's nowhere he can place it to try and create a monopoly. But to try and create monopolies first, he's already got wood, gold, and fruit. So that means he would prefer to place in wood, gold, and fruit, which means there's 1 here. That's a possible. He could place here, that's a possibility. He could place here, that's a possibility. Place here, that's a possibility. Yeah, those are the 4 possible options he'd go for. So let's roll the die. We'll ignore 5 or 6. It's a 1, so he's going to build here. Now you may argue that that wasn't a good choice, and you may say, well, it's not a good choice because one of the gold is here and he couldn't get gold because of isolation. And this is where I feel, the rules for solo play are a little bit flaky. So I think you just got to play it dumb and just do it randomly, rather than trying to be clever. As soon as you start to try introduce clever decisions into an AI that just aren't there, then that's when things become difficult. That's the AI turn completed, and now we score points. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and then he scores 2 points for this monopoly. 1, 2. There we are then, that's all their cards played. And these are discarded. We advance the turn track 1 spot, and we continue until game over. Alright, so let's go again. Let's draw cards equal to our royal support. We've only got 4. 4 cards for us, 4 cards for the AI. 1, 2, 3, 4. No start cards this time. Alright, so straight to our turn. Isolation is removed. Now you can see already the AI opponent is ahead, and it's hard, it's tricky, this game, it really is tough. Okay, we've got a couple of reaction cards this time. It says embargo. After another player adjusts their royal support, cancel the adjustment. Revolt. After a player with more points than you reduces or removes colonies, draw 2 cards. So that's tempting, but embargo does have a +3 royal support, so I might just play it for its royal support. 1, 2, 3. He may reduce it down, but at least then he's not using his cards to build stuff. Royal Treasury. Play when you're tallying your points. Increase your royal support by 1 for each of your monopolies. I might again just play this for its royal support, +3. We're up to 7 now. So I'm actually going to use Trade War to build. So just discard it for its basic build action, and then we'll complete the Amazon here. So do I build, blockade, reduce? I might actually just play this and reduce this one up in North America. Okay, points. 3 colonies. 1, 2, 3. 1 monopoly. 1, 2. Right, his turn. First card is mutual support. Build up to 4 colonies, minimum of 3. So yeah, he's definitely going to do that. Do you see how quickly the AI expands? So build 4, he's trying to maximise monopolies. So first monopoly he can create is here. So that's an option. He can't create a monopoly in gold, fruit or spices. He can create a monopoly in wood. So that's option number 2. Okay, let's roll the dice. So we'll say 1, 2, 3 is this. 4, 5, 6 is this. It's a 5. Right, so he's going to go for the wood monopoly. So that means the first one's going to go here, the second one's going to go here. And he's got 2 left to place. And now he could either go place them here for a monopoly, here for a monopoly, or here for a monopoly. 5, 6. Alright, so he's placed them here. Again, it's up to you how you want to play it. I'm playing randomly. If you want to just make the decisions for the opponent in a kind of pseudo-random fashion, then do so. Right, he's doing crazily well at the moment. Next card is Raiders. In a region where you have a successful colony, replace colonies there that are not yours with successful colonies of your own. He doesn't have any colonies in the Amazon, so that's not going to do anything. I'll turn over the cards that we've played out. Blight. Struggle all colonies that are adjacent to yours, minimum of 4. Okay. Struggle all colonies that are adjacent to yours. That's these. They're all adjacent to his. Colonists. Remove up to 3 colonies. So remove up to 3. Then build up to 3 colonies, minimum 2. So he's really wiping the board with me, isn't he? So build up to 3 colonies. Could create monopolies already with gold. Not fruit, not spices. Alright, so the first one's actually going to go here. And then 4. So he's going for spice monopoly with his second 2. Alright, so 1 here and 1 here. Crikey. Alright, now we go back to Raiders. Can't do it, but he can use it for its royal support. That's a +2. Alright, he's up to 5 next time. And now you can see he's got tons of points. So he's got 1, 2... this is a struggling colony, so he doesn't get a point. In fact, he should have -1 point for each struggling colony. So he's got to get reduced down to 4 first. So how many successful colonies does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll place a point token in the 10 box. Now actually, this one doesn't count as a successful colony, so it's not going to count towards monopolies. So gold's not in a monopoly at the moment. But regional monopolies, he's got 1, just 1, so that's 2 points. And then, so not gold, spices he's got 1, 2, 3. That's 2 points. Wood he has, that's another 2. 1, 2. And fruit he doesn't have. Okay, so he's up to 20 points and I'm on 9. And the turn tracker goes forward. And the worst thing obviously is that he's going to be on 5 cards. I've got 1, 2, 3, 7 cards this turn. He's got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there is a start card here. Pirates again. So England's big on pirates. And we've really got to start reducing. Overconfident. Choose one player to lose points equal to the number of colonies they have on the map. Right, I'm doing that. Doesn't say successful colonies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points down. So they're back down to us now. Iron Grip. Play when you're tallying your points. Yeah. Decrease your royal support by 1 to gain 5 points. I really haven't got any cards that reduce stuff. So why don't we play a Marauders card to build. So we'll build here in the Amazon. Then use Raiders. In a region where you have a successful colony, remove 1 or 2 colonies that are not yours and replace them with successful colonies of your own. Right. I like this card, so I'm going to keep these 2. I don't want Iron Grip with pirates, that's dreadful. So I might actually play Disposition to reduce and gain 5 points. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Iron Grip to remove this one, reduce this colony in North America. And I'll keep these 2 cards. And if I tally my points, I've got 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And then 2 from monopolies, which go to him instead because of pirates. Right, let's do his. What was my react? When a player is tallying, that player does not gain points for monopolies. So we're definitely going to play that. And when it comes to it. Alright, build up to 4 colonies, minimum of 3. Well, he can do mutual support because he can place 3 colonies. And there's only 3, oh no, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 spots open on the board. What's not going to give him a monopoly? Well, that one will. That one will. And then this one will. Not the fruit, because I've got the fruits. Okay, so actually we didn't need to do it randomly. Okay. Disease. Struggle up to 6 colonies, minimum of 4. He's only going to minimum of 3, so he's not going to do that. Remove up to 3 colonies from one region. Ouch. So he's done that. Overconfident. Each opposing player loses points equal to the number of colonies they have on the map. Not going to do that. So we use loyal support. It's got -2 here. That takes me down. And +2 here, +2 here. Alright, that's it. Then he's going to score his points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for successful colonies. And he doesn't score for monopolies because of Marauders. So the points are currently 22 to him and 17 to me. Right, I get 5 cards, he gets 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 1 left over, so I've got to discard 1. And I'll get rid of Explorer, I think. Right, we can really do some damage to him this time. And he's got 6 cards. 1, 5, 6. No pirates this time. Good. Okay, no struggling colonies. We may remove any of our colonies. So if you do have struggling ones that you don't like, you can get rid of them. Let's start reducing. So reduce a total of 3 different colonies. So I'm going to reduce I want to make sure I get rid of one on every area, don't I? Yeah, let's reduce this one, and this one. Then I'll play colonists again and reduce those three one more small. That gets rid of them. Now I can play spread out. Build a colony up to 5 different regions. Okay, so 1 in here, 3, 4, 5. Embargo, just for a build action, I'm going to build here. I could build one more. Disease is such a good card. It says struggle up to 6 adjacent colonies. I'm going to save this. And then count my points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you wanted to, you could put a pile of these on the 0 spot. And then for monopolies, I don't have any regional monopolies, but I got 3 spices, 3 fruits. That's another 4 points, right? 2 monopolies. Okay, we're slightly in front. Let's see what he does. Remove 3 colonies of the player with the most colonies on the map and replace them with successful colonies of your own. So he's going to try and build monopolies first. So 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here would all be good. Up to 3. So which one is he not going to do, I guess? Not going to do that one. So he's going to replace these 3 with his own. I should add, you are supposed to get 1 victory point for every colony of an opponent's that you struggle. I don't think we've been doing that. He hasn't struggled any of ours so far. He's just been removing them, hasn't he? I know we struggled 1 up here and then we struggled 3, so we should have an extra 4 points, I think. I forgot that rule. Did he struggle 3 across the middle at one point? I think he did. I think he struggled 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. Alright, okay, let's push on. Raiders, in a region where you have a successful colony, replace colonies that are not yours. It doesn't with colonies of your own. That's just here. We've done these 2. Next, war. Struggle up to 2 of each of the other player's colonies. Minimum of 1 per player. Struggle. That gives him 2 points. Mustn't forget it. Blight. Struggle all colonies that are adjacent to your colonies. These are already struggled. So he's not going to do blights. Keep that to one side. Instead he's going to use the -2. Right? Yeah, -2. Disease. Struggle up to 6 colonies. Minimum 4. Again, that's not going to do anything. That's -2. And then gain 1 point for each struggling colony. 1, 2. So he does gain 2 points. Okay. That's the AI turn. So he's going to score points now for... how am I going to lose to? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points. So 1, 2, plus 10, and then 2 per monopoly. So he's got 1 monopoly, 2 monopolies, 3, 4, that's 8 points. And then he's got, he doesn't have spices, fruit or gold, so he's got 2 other monopolies, which will be wood and jewels. Another 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we end the turn. Now actually a quick check back shows I accidentally knocked one of his points. And also I did make a mistake at some point. I played Blight and I struggled 3 across the middle of mine for him. It said minimum 4, so I shouldn't have done that. Should have done a -2 instead, so a little bit too late to unravel that. I think I'll let him take the 3 points instead. As it goes, we're going to draw 4 cards and then discard 1. I do like Disease. I do like Blight. Let's discard War. He has 6 cards. 1, 5, 6. We've got 2 start cards here. Marauders. Other players do not gain points for monopolies. And then embargo. Other players cannot adjust your royal support. Okay. I've got 2 struggling colonies here, so I'm going to lose 2 points. But let's take our actions. Blight. Struggle all colonies belonging to other players that are adjacent to your colonies. I was tempted to remove these 2. I'm going to use Blight instead to take the opportunity to struggle. It nets me 1 point, because I would lose 2 points and then not gain 3. So never mind. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to do disease. Struggle up to 6 adjacent colonies. Wording's a bit odd, but it's colonies adjacent to each other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is good. That nets me 6 points. Advantageous marriage. Remove 2 colonies of the player with the most colonies and replace them with successful colonies of your own. I'm going to go for these 2. And then I think I'll use isolation. Let's protect these 2. Okay, I've only got 2 points though. 1, 2. So we pulled it back a little bit. And as we head into his turn, he's going to get take quite a hit for -1 point for each struggling economy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's going to lose 9 points. So the gap has closed. We're on 40, he's on 45, but he's about to play his turn. Let's see what happens. First thing he does is remove all his struggling colonies. Did I do this last time? I got a feeling I skipped this step by mistake. And then he'll start taking his actions. Alright, let's start here. Colonists, remove up to 3 colonies, then build up to 3 colonies, minimum 2. These 2 protected. Isolation's a great card. So let's remove these 2. No points, we're not struggling, we're removing. So you can either create the monopoly here or the monopoly here first, I guess. Let's say 1, 2, 3 for gold, 4, 5, 6 for Cape Horn. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, up here. Where does he put it? Here or here? Wood or fruit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up here. Okay. Okay, next. Overconfident. Each opposing player loses points equal to the number of colonies they have on the map. Oh dear. We've got 1, 2, just 2. So we lose 2 points. Rescue voyage. Replace up to 5 struggling colonies that are not yours with successful colonies of your own. So that's not going to do anything. It's going to do +1 royal supports. And finally, uprising. Remove 1 colony from each of the 5 regions. You can't do that either. So +1 royal supports. Okay, he's going to have a big final turn. I think we have been reduced massively, but yeah, this is the final turn. 4 cards, just 4 cards for me. And 7 for him. Oh dear. 1, 2, 6, 7. Oh wow, we've got loads of starts here. Sea Dogs. A player with the most points must either reduce their points by 3 or reduce their royal support by 2. I'm presuming that means opposing player, not himself. So we'll reduce our points by 3. 1, 2, 3. Isolation. Your successful colonies cannot be removed. No, that's a big... Oh, do you know what? I forgot to do his points, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 monopoly. The key is going to be reducing. I think we're properly up against it. I don't think we can win this. Let's see what happens. Marauders. Other players do not gain points for monopolies. He's going to have a storming last turn, isn't he? Oh no, loyalty. Your colonies cannot be struggled or reduced, with the exception of the plague ship. So unless we've got the plague ship, we're probably out of this, aren't we? I don't. Because disease is great. Struggle up to 6 adjacent colonies. I can't do that because of loyalty. I can build, so let's build 3. I think it matters where I put them. Iron Grip's not going to help me. It says gain 4 points instead of 2 when totaling for monopolies, but I can't. Remove 2 colonies. I can't remove them and I can't reduce them. I can't struggle, so I'm just going to have to use these as 3 builds, I think. Yeah, that was not a good final turn, was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, we've properly lost. Struggle up to 6 colonies, a minimum of 4. I don't think it matters now. That's going to give him 6 points. In a region where you have a successful colony, replace colonies that are not yours with successful colonies of your own. Because that maximises, gives them a point and a monopoly. And lastly, colonists. Remove up to 3 colonies and then build up to 3. So remove 3. You can probably remove these first so we can build a monopoly here. But you might also try and remove the word. So that's a candidate. This is a candidate. So let's go for one of these first. Remove this one. In fact, let's just say which one doesn't he remove. Doesn't remove that one. So he's going to remove those 2. Then he's going to build up to 3. Timber is one candidate. This region is another candidate. 5. So he's going to go for this region. 2 here. So we've got a third one to place. A candidate here. 1. So it's third one here. It doesn't actually matter now because we're at the end of the game. And all he's going to do is count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's probably what does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then for monopolies, 1, 2, so that's 4 points for regional. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's only got gold. I think 1, 2. End of the game, each players lose 1 point for each struggling colony they have on the map. So we're actually going to lose 3 points. And the player with the highest score wins. So yeah, he probably got me here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 71. That last game where I couldn't struggle, I think that last round, I might have been able to do something. I felt I was close. If I could have struggled enough, gave me some points, pulled some points back. Yeah, but that's the key. I think also he was quite lucky in that some of his starts, they could have come out sooner, and they came out together and really killed that last turn for me. So every game's going to be slightly different. But you can see the game doesn't really develop as you go along. The map is very, changing every turn, and I think the key is to build up your royal support, get more cards in your hand so you can do more stuff, and yeah, reduce, struggle. To gain points through the game has to be a key to winning this. So there you go. That's 1500 New World from DVG. Look out for it. It's a nice little area control, something very, very different. The rules are pretty light and it plays pretty quickly. Thanks for watching. See you next time.